But let's kick off today's show right here inside PBA, as this week Lincoln has certainly transformed from a sea of red to a sea of blue as we celebrate the 96th Nebraska FFA convention. Officials tell us that over 7,000 students from across the state are attending this year's event, and these FFA members spent the past year preparing for competitions and qualifying for state convention at the district level. And of course, we have the general sessions taking place right behind me, as each session is hosted by a pair of state FFA officers. Earlier, we had the pleasure of speaking with one of those state FFA officers, that is State Vice President Keetyn Valentine. Joining us now is Keetyn Valentine. She hails from the David City FFA chapter, this year serving as Nebraska FFA State Vice President. Keetyn, want to learn more about your background in the agriculture industry that ultimately led you down this path where you're serving now.
Yeah, of course. So my background is a little bit different than many. My parents are from North Dakota, so they both grew up on a farm up in North Dakota, but they're in education. So we moved to David City, and I started getting into agriculture by raising chickens in my backyard. And so that was my SAE project, and I continued that on, and it really led to a passion today.
So how did you first get involved with this organization, the Nebraska FFA, that ultimately led you to wanting to run for state FFA office?
Yes, exactly. My mom was very involved in FFA and 4-H, and so she was kind of an inspiration in that way of being a part of the organization, but also then at the same time being able to get those leadership opportunities from support from my advisors and other members also as well was huge.
You've had a busy year serving as state FFA office, but an exciting aspect is that the association continues to grow. Remind me where we sit today. How many members and chapters are there across the Cornhusker State?
Yes, there are nearly 12,000 FFA members and over 214 chapters, which is awesome.
Part of your experience this past year has been visiting some of those chapters through chapter visits. What did you personally learn from that?
I got to learn so many things. The biggest thing for me was definitely how each chapter was different and each in their own way, but still was able to grow and had support from so many other people.
Okay. You and your teammates are going to hang your jackets up later this week as you will retire from this position. How do you hope that this year will propel you with your future in the ag industry, Keetyn?
This definitely gave me a lot of opportunities, whether that was in business and industry tours, creating those relationships and also alongside with the ag teachers and with the students as well. So the relationship side was huge, and that will continue to prosper as the years continue.
How would you answer this question for somebody interested in the organization but not quite sure? Why should they get involved in FFA?
Agriculture is limitless. There are so many opportunities, and this organization is one step foot in the door for you to get involved.
Okay. I mentioned you're retiring, so you will have new state officers take the reins, 7 of them at the end of the week. What kind of advice would you like to share with that state officer team?
Take in the moment, because the year will fly by before you know it.
Well, Keetyn, we sure appreciate you giving us a little bit of your time. As you hang up your jacket, what will you remember about this past year?
The relationships I made, they were huge, and they have helped me along the way through this year, through all the challenges, and also in the future.